up, guys? Welcome back to the 9th Sport Universe Reacts, where the sports are our universe. Today I'm going to be reacting to Team USA losing to Australia that happened earlier this morning, I think. Yeah, today, Saturday. So we're going to get right into it. It's going to be one of those recordings where I'm watching video reacting to it. I'm going to start from the second half of the game because that's when it actually gets interesting. So let's just go from there. Okay, so when I start watching the games, USA is winning 66-58 in the third quarter, so the second half. Just gonna make the volume loud. Hope you guys can hear it. Press play.
Concerned, and that's why they forced him into an error. Tatum will finish in style.
So the USA is obviously in navy blue, I guess. Jason Tatum scoring dunk, so it's 68-58 at the time of this. And as you see, by the time it gets to the fourth quarter, Australia's already winning. So there's a big, the USA lost their lead of 10, big turnaround in points and everything. That's not a good way of putting that, but that's how I'm going to put it because I have no other way of saying it right now. So a big thing in this game turned out to be that the USA lost their lead. So let's keep going.
Ingles, good use of the body and just helps himself to two. Australia have a 4-point buffer here to pass.
So some of the big names on Australia: Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, Andrew Bogut. I feel like there's another one that I should know of, but those are the three big ones. Actually, I have it pulled up. Sorry, this is gonna change the angle of everything, but Matthew Dellavedova, Andrew Baines. I mean, is it Andrew Baines? Yeah, we'll just go with that. Okay, let's go back to the. Okay, got it perfect. All right, move this back. So they have Dellavedova. Wow, it just got really bright. Whatever. Dellavedova, Patty Mills. Actually, I'm gonna make it. Dellavedova, Patty Mills, Andrew Bogut, and Baines. I think it's Andrew Baines. I have no idea about the first name. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's keep going.
Deflected, but it came to him now, and the big man's got it with 5 on the shot clock. He goes to work with
Yeah, that's a nice hook shot. I don't know who that is. Oh, is that Baines?
Fires all trip there and a heavy fall. Let's hope it's not too serious then, because he hit the deck hard. Derek White, accidental trip from behind.
So obviously, Derek White turns out to be fine. I'm sure. I didn't hear anything about that, but that's one of the bigger reasons why players are not playing in this World Cup. Like the big time players like LeBron James and all those people. I mean, the USA for years have had like big names playing, and we've talked about on the podcast how there's really not a lot of big names playing. And I think part of the reason is that there's such a history of injuries happening at these World Cup exhibition games and things like that, that players don't want to risk the possible money they can get playing in the NBA with playing for Team USA. Alright, so I had to pause it because I received a phone call, which is great. Love when my videos get messed up, but I don't want to restart and make it seem like I'm not actually reacting to it. So we'll just go from where it was. Hopefully the brightness didn't change and everything and doesn't look all different, but we'll just go from where we left off. I was talking about how players don't like risking getting injured and losing out on money they could make in the NBA with playing in these exhibition games or playing for Team USA. I don't really know. I don't think they make money from it, or it's not as much money as they could make in the NBA. And we saw with Paul George's bad knee injury, I guess it was 4 years ago at this point, how careers could be very impacted by playing for Team USA. So it's just a risk for players that want to play. And that's why we've seen so many decide not to play this year. That's one of the reasons.
Unfortunate. Kay just running behind, but ankle tap.
I feel like I should fast forward a little bit.
You can clearly see why the referee would have called it. We hope he's feeling better tomorrow.
Okay,
But
that's fine. Okay, so there's less than 3 minutes to play. I'm sure they're going to show it, or they've showed part of it, but Patty Mills goes on this crazy run of getting the Australia to win. So let's play. That's Patty Mills. Again. It's crazy this is an exhibition games, and that's how crazy it's getting. But I'll discuss why, and I'm sure you could figure that out for yourself.
They've done it by committee. Unselfish basketball. And have a look at that. Patty Mills puts it on the glass. Too late. Counted.
Looking for Mills. Beckons him toward the ball. From the elbow. Mills.
Just keeps going.
From the Boomers. What a turnaround game.
USA rush up the floor. They come up empty.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, there's 5 seconds left, so that's what I see right now. I want to watch their celebration.
Well, I believe it, Case. You've got to believe, and when you've got that man on your screen.
Just pause this. So basically, so now I'm going to talk about it. I mean, there wasn't much to react to in that video, so I have some notes about the game and things like that. Obviously, there's some big things to look at. First off, the USA had a 10-point lead, and I mean, they're playing USA basketball and what we're used to for Team USA beating teams that don't have the talent that the USA team does, but obviously talented teams get upset sometimes, and this year the Team USA isn't as high caliber as it has been in the past, so there is definitely some much more easier for Australia to beat Team USA this year. So the big players on Team USA this year are, it's gonna seem weird that these are the big players, but Kemba Walker, Harrison Barnes, can go back. I mean, obviously these are people you're gonna know, but I like that angle much better. Hold up. Let me just, we'll stay over here. Where's Team USA? Here we go. So big players: Marcus Smart, Kemba Walker, Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, Kyle Kuzma, who was injured, Brooke Lopez, Jason Tatum. I mean, I already said Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. These are like almost star. Like, they're not superstars like we're used to. They're stars, some of them. Some of them are role players on their own teams. But, I mean, compared to what other teams have, these would be like stars on those teams. I mean, we saw with what Australia had. They had Patty Mills. He's like a really good role player. They had Andrew Bogut, who doesn't really play. Baines, who's basically the backup center for the Celtics, or was. So they don't really have the talent, but obviously the Team USA had such little talent compared to other years that they can be upset, and that's something to keep an eye on for this World Cup. So the big players in the game today for Team USA was Harrison Barnes and Kemba Walker. They had 20 and 22 points respectively, shot well. But, I mean, the star of the game was Patty Mills for Australia. We saw a little bit about how good he was and how well he played. He went 10 for 22 with 30 points. He won the game for them, basically. I think he had like a 10-point streak. I'm not really sure. Obviously, everyone knows that Team USA is basically hasn't lost in a really long time. And actually, their last loss came in 2006 in the semifinals against Greece. So it's been a 78-game winning streak through exhibitions, FIBA, World Cup, other things like that. Anything Team USA has been, it's 78-game winning streak, which was their highest in history, and now it's over. So Kemba Walker had an interesting quote. He said that they wanted it more than us, and I could definitely see that. I mean, a team that has so much riding for them, and like everyone's saying, obviously they're going to win. They might not have as much talent, but they're going to win. There's not much to play for. I mean, the Team USA has won so much in the past that there's like not a mindset of a goal for them to keep winning and win the thing. But so some talking points for it. First off, the World Cup is a week away. This was an exhibition game, like I said in the beginning, but they're obviously not a lock anymore to win the World Cup like they've been in the past. The U.S. has a lot of competition this year since they don't have as much talent as they used to. I mean, Serbia's been talking a lot that they're going to win the World Cup. Greece, I think, is probably one of the more favorites because they have Giannis as their star, who's better than any player on the Team USA and can just pull a team. We saw with the Bucks. Obviously, the Bucks have more talent than Greece does, but Giannis is used to putting teams behind him and putting them on their back. Also, the Australians, they definitely have much higher hopes now, much higher, more respect that they've gotten after they pulled this upset against Team USA. Another big talking point was kind of just ironic. Greg Popovich is the head coach for Team USA, and Patty Mills went on this like big run for Australia, like I talked about, and Greg Popovich had to go against a player that he wants to do really well, but obviously didn't want to do well in this case since he's the head coach of the USA, which I think you can understand with your brain how that's ironic. But the big thing for me is that I think the World Cup's actually going to be interesting again this is going to sound cocky for USA fans, but it's not an obvious that they're going to win. I mean, I barely even paid attention to the World Cup happening this year and like the World Cups in the past. I just like, okay, the USA is going to win and that's it. But this year it's not proven that they're going to be, it's never proven, but it's not obvious that they're going to be the winners of the whole thing. So it'll be an interesting thing to watch, and we already see them that there's definitely some struggles for them playing as a team. It's different guys playing together, and it's not these superstars that don't really need to play together. They can just do it on their own. So they have to. There's definitely some type of way that they have to figure out how to play together, play well. Obviously, hope for Team USA to win, pulling for them, but it's definitely interesting to see a different side of things, that it's not just all wins for Team USA. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We had a video come out yesterday, the Mets' big run of 15-1. Go watch that. I put a lot of work into that. Podcast tomorrow, and then another highlight video on Monday, another reacts on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Bye.